I would like to first start with Mr. Nawabi, talking about AI and currently the role that AI plays on your company's unmanned drones and unmanned ground robots, et cetera. What sort of role does AI play? How do you anticipate AI now and in the future playing a larger role in these types of technologies?
Ms. Mace, so the AI is a pretty broad set of capabilities and spectrum of, imagine the most elementary capabilities all the way to the very complex missions. You could argue that today, even in the last decade, we've had some level of autonomy built into our drones. So in most of these drones that you see, they're not, the operator or the pilot is not manually flying it most of the time. Most of the time, the pilot is basically telling the UAV to go from here to here on a map by just touching on a tablet. And then the UAV and the software algorithms on board, the autopilot it's referred to, it actually flies it. It tells it what to fly, how to fly to get there. So there's some level of automatic flight and control already built in. And we just launched another sort of enablement for the Puma systems called our visual navigation system. What that does is almost all drones that are made that rely on GPS for knowing exactly where they are in relative to the space they're in, and then to figure out where to go. So in examples such as in Ukraine, where there's a lot of jamming, you can't really rely on GPS. So the module that we just launched as an enhancement, it has algorithms in it that allows the sensors on board the drone to figure out where it is without having any GPS signals at all. And so that's another level of intelligence and autonomy that's built into it. The video that I showed that showed a picture of a huge bay or a large swath of land, there are algorithms that we've developed that can actually recognize a specific object or asset, whether it could be a tank or a ship. You can even specifically tell it to look for a Russian tank or a specific object that you like. And so that level of AI and capability keeps becoming more and more prevalent and more out there, and those are the things that we're working on. So I see for the next several years to decades, these capabilities to keep getting better and better, and more features and capability will be adopted and provided to our customers.
And then my second and probably last question, because I have about 2.5 minutes left. I'd like each of you to spend 20 or 30 seconds, and that's a very short period of time, and it's a loaded question. But there have been a lot of concerns about AI and technologies, robotics, et cetera. There are some people that would see the robot dog, as I'm going to call it, and think that that might be utilized even, years from now, not anytime soon, against them. And so, thinking about some of the concerns, whether it's data security, cybersecurity, the advent of AI is moving technology and cybersecurity threats in rapid pace. So just some really high-level thoughts in 20 to 30 seconds, sort of how do we prepare ourselves for that future? What are your concerns? How are we addressing those concerns, et cetera? Mr. Rotting.
Thank you, Chairwoman. In my experience, I think employing a lot of supervised machine learning models where in the Customs and Border Protection space, the computers and the machines are not ultimately making the decision, but they're giving risk-based scores where the agents and officers are able to ultimately make that determination. And then kind of staying within that public-private partnership with academia, the government, and its contracting staff to make sure that all privacy concerns are met so that the people feel safe while we're employing these technologies.
Mr. Nawabi.
Thank you, Chairwoman Mace. In general, all of our systems, we take cybersecurity and the security of our systems very seriously because it's a requirement by our customers, primarily for not only domestic applications, but also for military. One of the intentional decisions we made a long time ago was to develop a lot of our subsystems that go into these solutions all internally ourselves in the United States. So there's already a significant level of security built into the software, into the design of the UAVs, into making sure that we secure the system, that it becomes more and more secure. There are also some FAR clauses, the Federal Acquisition Regulations Act, that requires contractors such as AeroVironment to be compliant, and there's several clauses into the FAR that does that. In short, we take it seriously. We've done a lot of things in there, and we're going to continue to do a lot more. I think that what distinguishes us from a lot of other consumer players is this level of security and safety that we provide that is really going to make it a unique advantage for us and for a benefit for our customers.
Thank you, and I've run out of time now. We'll come back if we can, a few minutes at the end, and then I would like to yield 5 minutes to Mr. Lynn.